Here are some of the Pittsburgh Steelers' biggest busts. Now, this list is not in any particular order, starting with the most recent. Devin Bush. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a gap to fill at the middle linebacker position due to the Ryan Shazier injury. Pittsburgh Steelers signed a few guys, free agency, trying to fill the void, but none of those guys panned out. So drafting a young and up-and-coming middle linebacker was the next move. Now, with the draft coming up, the question was, how could the Pittsburgh Steelers draft one of the Devins? Devin White, Devin Bush. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up drafting one of the Devins via trade. They moved up to make a move, and they drafted Devin Bush, which was the wrong Devin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers would not find that out until years down the line. Man. Devin Bush at the University of Michigan, man, he was good, man. Sideline to sideline guy, fast. He seemed like he was going to answer the Pittsburgh Steelers question, and the only question about Mr. Devin Bush was his size, him being a little shorter. How would his size, how would he match up against the tight ends in the NFL? Well, Devin Bush had a decent rookie season. He showed a little promise, a little upside, and then he suffered a knee injury. And then after that injury, it was all downhill after that. He took a step back, I might say, and things just didn't work out. The Pittsburgh Steelers did not pick up Devin Bush's fifth-year option, and now he's with the Seattle Seahawks. Next up, Jarvis Jones. Man, Jarvis Jones, man, All-American guy coming out of Georgia. Man, Jarvis, he was just wreaking havoc, rushing the quarterback, tackling, doing whatever, man. So when the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted Jarvis Jones, all smiles. And then those smiles turn into frowns real fast when they realized Jarvis Jones was not the guy that they thought he was. He did not live up to none of the hype at all. He was just there, and he was named one of the Steelers' worst draft picks. So that's not good at all, especially, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the position he played, historic defense. The hopes were high. Man, draft day, it was happiness and just turned into sadness real fast because the game was just too fast for Jarvis. He could never get his feet up under him, slow things down. And, like they say, man, the NFL is a lot faster than college, and a lot of guys can't grasp the NFL game, and it looks like the NFL was just a little bit too much for Jarvis Jones. He played for Pittsburgh for a few years, and then he was ultimately released. No option pickup either, and he went to the Arizona Cardinals, and that was the end of Jarvis Jones. Next up, Limas Sweetman. Man, Limas Sweetman, tall guy, tall receiver coming out of Texas, man. When he played for the University of Texas, man, Limas Sweetman, man, he had it going on. He was, like I said, tall guy, 6'5". He went up and made the catch. He was catching everything, combat catches, going up and get it. That was his thing, So when the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted Limas Sweetman, ooh, man, it was, this offense is about to take off, a nice tall weapon for Big Ben. Oh, man, it's just, oh, man. And then nothing, the game, he got drafted to the Steelers, but it seems like his hands stayed in Texas. His hands didn't come with him, and all those catches that he was, making at the University of Texas, he could not make those catches with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was dropping everything, So, and being a wide receiver, not being able to catch, that is not going to get you far you know, these days or anytime. So his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and NFL period was short-lived. It was just, you hate to see that, man, because at the time the Pittsburgh Steelers could use a tall receiver, you know, a weapon for Big Ben, nice tall weapon, and you would like to see that work, but you got to be able to catch the ball, and that's something that Limas Sweetman forgot how to do once he got drafted to the Steelers, and then that was the end of Mr. Limas Sweetman. And now you have Artie Burns. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers was at a need of corner. You know, they were set to draft William Jackson III. You know, that's what the reports are out there. They had their eyes on William Jackson, and the pick right before the Steelers, the Cincinnati Bengals, they drafted William Jackson III right before the Steelers, a pick before the Steelers, and then the Steelers went on to draft Artie Burns. Now, Artie Burns had the size, the intangibles, you know, physical guy, and all of that stuff is what came out is why the Steelers wanted to draft Artie Burns after William Jackson was gone. But, you know, all that stuff sounds real good, but none of that stuff helped Artie Burns on the field at the NFL level, because just like his last name, Artie was burned early and often, man. I mean, he just couldn't get it together. All you seen was Burns, 25 Burns, and that's it. Going up and down the field, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers gave Artie Burns every opportunity they could, you know, for him to turn it around, for him to bounce back, and it seems like, you know, he just couldn't do it. You know, it was just too much for him. Sometimes you can be overdrafted. You know, Artie Burns was not a first-round talent. He was not a first-round corner. You know, like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers reached, in my opinion, for Artie Burns, you know, on the clock. When you're on the clock fast, man, you have your eyes set on somebody. That's why you have to have multiple picks. If this guy go, we get this guy. If this guy go, we get this guy. And it seems like, you know, Artie Burns may have been a panic move. The guy that they wanted, they had their hopes up, William Jackson, got took to a division team at that. You know, that's even worse. And then now we still need that position, and Artie Burns. So that didn't work out. Artie Burns was released, and that was the end of Artie Burns. These are just a few of the busts that the Pittsburgh Steelers have had. I know there's some more, so stay tuned for part 2 on this topic. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.